Hi, we're just asking people about what issues they're thinking about as far as the election, not people, just the issues.
I'm Reba with Channel 6. What's important to you this election season?
We're coming out to talk to people about what issues are important to them this election.
Not about who you're voting for, but just some of the key issues that are most important to you.
Well, what are the most important things that are going through their minds at this election? What's important to you?
So what issues concern you most headed into this election?
And this is important. This election day, we want to hear from you, the voters, about the biggest issues facing you and your families, from the economy to local elections to a possible casino that's coming to our area and more.
Yeah, Rob and I went out into the community, Henrico and Chesterfield specifically, to ask those questions and get those answers. And this morning, we're sharing your voices. What's important to you about this election season? Like an issue? Is there an issue or anything that stands out close to your heart?
Obviously, women's rights, anything to do with my children. You know, I think things that are happening in schools, and it's hard. All of it's hard, and it's all important. Everything feels like it's on the line.
I'm a father of two. Grocery store prices, sure. Just being able to, you know, kind of provide for the family is always important. Number one topic for me.
My grocery prices have more than doubled under this administration. Fuel prices have more than doubled under this administration. How is that better for America?
I think the economy's on the right track now. Inflation's coming down, stock market is great. Happy with that. I think just stabilizing that, you know, job numbers are great.
I guess the biggest thing is just getting the prices down and looking at buying home ownership. Those are the major issues.
What are you hoping that, like, somebody, whoever it's going to be, I'm not asking you who you're going to vote for, but whoever that is, what would you like to see them do in the upcoming next 4 years?
I think it's best for them to focus on the economy, for everybody to catch up on those growing prices and stuff like that, and probably look into the schools as well, because I think our education system is on a decline in the past few years.
Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Bill. And today we're sharing the voices of you about the issues you care about on a federal, state, and local level.
As Richmond voters elect a new mayor, we wanted to know what the issues people living in the city care about. In the days leading up to the election, our team of anchors went out to give voters a voice.
Well, you got to make a choice. You know, sometimes it's hard, but if people don't participate, you don't get the kind of government you need.
I think I'd like to see the city run a little bit more effectively. They seem to have problems with taxes in terms of getting the right amount. At least I've had that issue. I'd like to see somebody that's a little more effective in that regard.
Well, like citywide, mostly I would just say education, you know, police, crime, making sure that everybody's, you know, getting the funds they need. Roads, you know, Richmond can always use better roads.
That's the word I want to use. Everything is antiquated. We have the brand new school next to us where we live, and we could use a few more of those.
Just bringing more business in and making sure that we have the infrastructure and everything that we need to accommodate it. I'd like to see something happen with the Coliseum, you know, revitalizing that whole area. Yeah, I think we need some bridge work. I mean, yeah, those would be a couple of my big things. But yeah, just focus on the economy. Keep bringing jobs in.
Efficiency of city government. That's number one. You know, affordable housing is another one.
I think getting a handle on the finances is very important. It seems that spending and actually getting things done are questionable. So a balanced budget, priorities of streets, crime, safety, I guess.
What's taken me to the poll is voting for the casino. That's my driving force for the polls. I think it's a great economic growth for the city because at one point in time, Petersburg was rich. It was rich in the land and things they provided for this area. And so I think Petersburg can go back to that economically. And I hope that the city officials will take advantage of this moment.
I'm still undecided on if I even want the casino or not. Kind of leaning towards maybe it might not be the best thing, but I've still got kind of do some work, you know. I have time to really sit down and form a strong, solid opinion.
Yes, I think it's a big plus for Petersburg because Petersburg is missing out on a lot of different things out here. And I think that casino would definitely be a huge plus for Petersburg, especially if the opportunities, especially if it opened up jobs for the community. Yes, sir.
I think in my head, I'm just trying to imagine if this casino were to happen, you know, what would that actually look like for Petersburg? What would be the true benefits, if any? And then, you know, I want to kind of seriously consider any sort of drawbacks that might also come as a result of the casino before I, you know, make that decision.
The economy, I think, has gotten a lot worse the last several years. Prices are higher, there's some shortages, etc. So I think we can do a lot better job on the economy.
The price of groceries, yeah, like we didn't even fill up our cart and spent almost $250. So, and we just, you know, got little stuff. So that's a big deal.
Well, you don't get as much for your money that you spend now. Of course you don't. I mean, it's been, what, 12 years? And everything keeps going up, but our paychecks don't keep going up.
Just our economy right now, and like gas prices and things. It's like really high, and especially for this type of vehicle, the gas mileage is really bad, and I burn gas really, but.
Gas prices, food prices, jobs, that affects us the most.
Like, what issues are most important to you for this election?
Well, mine is just freedom rights. That's the main thing on the line. It's just my basic freedoms.
Anything in particular?
No, just that, just to make sure we have our basic rights. Women's rights, human rights. That's what I'm looking for.
Education, I think, is a big issue. Our oldest daughter is 8. And she goes to public school and she receives accommodations. And so really important to me that we maintain that and that she has access to that and that teachers are equipped to give her what she needs to be successful in school. Interest rates, we want to be homeowners, but it's kind of unrealistic, you know, these days with kids and my husband's going back to school soon. So just trying to make it as, you know, young Americans with a family, a growing family, you know, trying to do better.
But the housing situation is a really big fix. There are a lot of homes that sits and you look at them, that's empty, that's tore down, that's tore down. And you wonder why are these situations happening when you have such a great economy. Our economy, our GDP is great.
I think really tangibly, economic issues are important as well. I've seen the most benefit for my family, and also in data and studies that I've looked at, I've seen the most benefit come from lower taxes and less government involvement in people's lives.
Stability, inflation under control or better controlled, and of course the border tightened up a great deal. So the things that you're going to, you hope that your side wins and that's what the outcome is, but you never know. You live with what you get.
Hopefully that whoever is elected will see to it that things get better for all of us. everyone.